Hi, let's talk about regret. And you're like, young lady, you might regret wearing that hair bow today. Yes, I might, I know. But I'm actually here to talk about much deeper things about regret. And seeing that how many people I meet in my coaching profession and being a mind teacher in the corporate space, I do hope that you'll listen in because this is important. And I see so much regret that is there unnecessarily with people. Being regretful and living with a sense of regret in your life is a heavy burden. It's heavy. And we can't use the fullness of ourselves when we're burdened by regret. That's why it's so important to talk about. And instead of carrying the burden of regret, I wanted to give you a few ways out of regret by pointing out what a beautiful invitation that comes with regret and how it actually relates back to being a great leader. So the number one thing that I think about when I think about regret is that the moment you have felt regret, you are officially in a war with your ego. If you continue to be weighed down by regret, your ego is winning. If you instead will go the route of self-reflection, you win. The great fulfilling part of you will win. And so this first invitation of self-reflection is really a way for you to tell your ego that it is not in charge of your life and your decisions. You are in charge of your life and your decisions. You see, the ego wants you to feel regret because if you are weak, your ego can be strong. And as a leader, you can't afford to have your ego be in charge of you. It's only a matter of time before you're going to do things that you're not only going to regret, but they're going to be damaging to you. You will not live up to your full potential as a leader or as a person if you have your ego be in charge. So that makes sense, yeah? This whole reflection will actually be a great invitation from regret. And listen, the moment you feel regret, you're already starting the work. So keep going instead of shutting down, shutting out, the pretty common way that we deal with these uncomfortable feelings. We have all these coping mechanisms within ourselves, but now you're getting encouragement here to continue the reflective process. Because then, number two is that we get into another really beautiful area of the invitation from regret, which is that when you feel regret and you reflect upon your mistakes, you also recognize that other people make mistakes. And you are in a better position to understand them, to forgive them, to connect with them. This is one of the more beautiful invitations from regret, is that as you are going down the route that the ego hates in your self-reflection, which is to humble yourself to the mistakes that you've made and humble yourself in comparison to the image that the ego has painted of you. It's not the true you, it's the image of you. In that humility, you will find empathy for other people because now you can feel them too because you have felt it in yourself. That is empathy. And that's another beautiful trait of a leader. So not being run by ego, being able to connect in empathy, and really being humble. wherever I turn in the leadership sphere, having a humble leader is so attractive. As you humble yourself, you will find as a leader that humility really dresses anything up. Even your confidence will be so much more attractive if you are confidently humble instead of being the other type of confident that we have seen not work anymore in leadership. The bullying kind of confidence, the cocksure kind of confidence. It's time for something different. And regret leads you into this path of self-reflection all the way to humility and empathy. That's where you'll be able to connect. And what I also wanted to say, and this is important because it sort of ties this all together, we have erroneously thought that we need to take responsibility for our mistakes, and the way that we do that is by carrying it. I'm going to live in regret for the rest of my life because I made a mistake. I'm going to carry this burden because I don't deserve anything better. So that's bullshit, and I'm here to give you an alternative. Because really what happens is that if we are the ones who think that we are in control of our lives and therefore need to carry all of our mistakes and our regrets, then we are not turning to the much larger part of life, to the infinite goodness that's here for all of us. What I am inviting you to do is to, as many scriptures will tell you, lay down your burden and instead let the infinite goodness carry you. You can let go. And you can do that if you take on the first wrestling match with the ego, which can hurt. It can be painful to go through that and realize our mistakes. And sometimes this journey will necessitate that you reach out to someone and ask for their forgiveness. You do that without saying, but you were pretty stupid too. You do that without explaining, how your life and your childhood was so miserable, so that's why you were being such a jerk. You just let all of that go and just humbly ask for forgiveness. You can tell them that you've been reflecting and that you want them to know that you realize that you made a mistake and that you're sorry. With this, you're opening up to a quality of life and leadership that's going to do you really, really good. And you're going to feel light, like when you unload burdens. You're going to feel light. You're going to feel more purposeful. You're going to feel more authentic. You're going to feel more like you, and it'll be easier for you to live up to your full potential. I hope that's helpful, and I will see you around. Much love.